breath. I need to start breathing when I talk. Oh, fuck. Hey, hi, hello, welcome. This is my channel, Christina's Chapters. I'm Christina, and today I'm going to tell you guys what my 5-star predictions are. Today, I wanted to let you guys know what I'm very much looking forward to reading. Now, these are all 5-star predictions that are on my current TBR. They are my current TBR 5-star predictions. There will not be any type of new releases that I'll include in this video, books that I am still looking forward to throughout the year. These are just, I believe, 10 or 11 books that I have on my current TBR that I cannot wait to get into, and they are books that I am pretty sure, 90 to 100% sure that they are going to be 5-star reads. Now, once again, disclaimer, I've said this a million times on my channel, I don't know synopses, I like going into a lot of books blind, but I will tell you guys the reasons I think these will be 5-star predictions. They will not make sense to a lot of people. I hope some people will understand where I'm coming from, but let's just get into the video so you guys can understand what I'm talking about. So this first book is very talked about on BookTube. It's loved by so many people, and it is actually the only middle grade I have on here. I don't read much middle grade, but when I do read middle grade, I do tend to enjoy it. But it's not something I reach for, but this is a book that I cannot wait to get to. And the book is Amari and the Night Brothers by B.B. Alston. I cannot wait to get to this. All I know is that there's a suitcase and there's magic, and I think she's looking for her missing brother. Literally all I know. All I need to know, I am literally excited because of the hype. Everyone loves this book, okay? Everyone loves this book. Everyone raves around this book, and that is the only and sole reason I know this is going to be a 5-star read for me. Also, I talk very fast. I am sorry, I can't control it, so there you go. So excited to read this book. It's going to be obviously a really fast read. It is middle grade, but I've heard that the adventure in here is amazing, and also B.B. Alston is an amazing person in general. Like, God bless him, he's great. I just cannot wait to dive into the story. I think it's going to be just so much fun and so whimsical. Also, the main character's name in here is Amari. I have a nephew named Amari, so that's fun, that's cool. Hey, shout out to Amari, my little bubbas. That's my little baby. He's big now, but it's okay. So, this next book is a book that I am a little intimidated by, and I'll let you guys know the reason why. That book is Monday's Not Coming by Tiffany D. Jackson. Now, I'm excited for this book for the sole purpose that I absolutely loved Grown. I read Grown in a day. It was by far one of my favorite books I've read this year. But it's also extremely hard-hitting. This book I read so fast, but then it put me in a minor slump because the topic in here is extreme. Also, once again, look at that. It matches my nails. Sorry, but that's like the exact same color as my nails. We like that. We love that. Love that for me. The topic in here was extremely hard-hitting, and it just took a toll, which I think it's going to happen with this one too. Now, the reason I think this is going to be a 5-star prediction is because I loved Tiffany's writing style in Grown. I loved the way she's told the story in Grown. And this is also, I believe, like a murder mystery. Yeah, Monday Charles is missing, and only Claudia seems to notice. Monday's Not Coming, I'm really looking forward to, just because I am looking forward to reading Tiffany D. Jackson's writing again. I'm also looking forward to seeing how she really does give you twists and turns in this one. If you guys don't know, I don't usually read thrillers, but I do think that the way Tiffany D. Jackson writes and the way she really does narrate her stories, I think I'm actually going to really love this one, especially. So I am excited. I believe this is YA, so let's hope I can actually get into thrillers. Also, I actually took the books out this time for this video because my last video I hated having to grab them, and my shelves look so empty, to me at least, because I know how they're supposed to look. Anyway, alright, so this next book, I don't have a solid reason as to why I can't get this book out of my head and why I can't stop staring at this book on my shelves, as well as to I have no idea why I find this to be a 5-star prediction, but I just know, like, in my soul that I'm going to devour this book, and this book is going to destroy me, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready for it. I like books that make me cry. I need to be in the mood for books that make me cry, but I do love it when a book makes me cry. This author specifically is known for her heartbreaking stories. That book is The Nightingale by Kristen Hanna. I am dying to read this book. Also, this cover is just beautiful. Kristen Hanna is known for her historical fiction. She is known for her stories. She is known for giving you heartbreak. And I'm excited for it. I cannot wait to dive into the story. I know absolutely nothing about this book. I don't want to know anything about this book. I believe it is historical fiction. Every single person that reads this gets heartbroken. I want to be in that category. I want to cry my eyeballs out reading the story, but I mean, she is a thick girl. Also, I still have the receipt for my bookstore in here. Hold on. But yes, the only reason that I am justifying for this being a 5-star prediction is because I know it's going to kill me. I just know it. My bookstore owner has told me, shout out to Joe, he knows my reading tastes. He knows I'm going to love this book. He's been trying to get me to read this book for quite some time, and I'm going to finally read this goddamn book eventually. Now, mind you, I do need to be in a mood to get my heart broken by a book. It's also going to be a book that will take me some time to get through because it's really hard-hitting, and I know it's going to end up taking me some time. It's also a little... She's a big girl. She's about 550 pages. I think a little less than 550 pages. So, I'm excited to get to this. There's not really any specific type of reason that I know exactly why this will be a 5-star. It's just me knowing my reading taste. Also, I don't know if I mentioned this, but I'm pretty sure it's pretty obvious. This is in no particular order. There is no order to this chaos of a video. I just organized the books by heaviest hardcovers to paperbacks and not as heavy hardcovers. Honestly, they're just in size order because I have OCD. So the next book I have on this 5-star predictions list thing is A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab. I think it's pretty obvious as to why I'm pretty sure this is going to be a 5-star prediction. One, I did already read V.E. Schwab's The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. Loved that. I do know that the writing style in there is more beautiful than it is in here, but I did already love the writing style in The Invisible Life of Addie LaRue. I also read V.E. Schwab's middle grade first book in her middle grade series, A City of Ghosts. Really enjoyed that book too, so I'm excited to dive into this. Me and Jan do plan on buddy reading this, I believe in the fall. I think I mentioned that in my last video as well, but I'm excited. The reason I'm excited for this is because I am excited to read more books by V.E. Schwab. I love V.E. Schwab as a person. Like, every time I see an interview of V.E. Schwab, I just watch the whole thing. She's such a great person. I love her, just how she is, who she is, what she does, in all honesty. Like, everything about V.E. Schwab I love. I cannot wait to dive into this story in this world. I'm excited just because I know that this is a book that I've seen on BookTube since I was in high school, and this is a book that a lot of people adore. Now, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of mixed reviews on this book, but I do think I'll be in that category of people who just love this book, and I think I'm going to be one of them, okay? God, I got out of breath. I need to start breathing when I talk. So, this next book is a 5-star prediction. This next book is actually in my April TBR. Am I going to get to it in April? I'm not entirely sure, but I'm extremely excited for it. That book is A Kingdom, Flesh and Fire by Jennifer L. Armentrout. Now, the reason this is going to be a 5-star prediction is because I absolutely loved From Blood and Ash. The only reason From Blood and Ash got 4 stars is because I went into the book with the thought that there was a lot of steam in the book. Like, I went into it because, I mean, that book is pitched for fans of Sarah J. Maas, and I love Sarah J. Maas. Mind you, I also read From Blood and Ash directly after I read A Court of Silver Flames. Probably not the best thing I ever did, but it was a thought, okay? It was an idea. Now, I did love that book. I do know that every single person that I've ever watched read this book says that this book is a lot steamier than From Blood and Ash. And I also know that you get to know the characters a little bit more in this book. Everyone I know that not everybody I know, everyone I've watched read this book says it gets so much better. And I'm entirely sure that this book is going to have everything that I was missing from Blood and Ash. It's going to be in here, and I'm excited for it. This cover also just makes me happy. Just super duper happy, and I'm excited. Cannot wait. I just realized that I'm putting all my books back, and I'm gonna have to take a thumbnail. Oh, Oh, fuck. Okay, so the next book on this list is a book I am so excited about, and honestly, I had never heard of before I even saw it at Book of the Month, on Book of the Month. But it's a book that keeps staring at me, and the way Book of the Month pitched this book just seems like it's the perfect book for me. That book is The Bad Muslim Discount by Saeed Masood. I am super excited for this book. Here's what I know about this book. I know that it involves obviously these two characters. One is from Pakistan, one is from Iraq. I know that it takes place in, I believe, San Francisco. I believe in the year 2016. Yes. I also know that this book is incredibly funny. It's incredibly comedic. The main reason that I picked up this book was because of the way Book of the Month pitched this. Let me actually, hold on. Let me show you, or read to you, why specifically I needed this book in my life. So, the quick take is, brimming with heart and biting humor, a novel chronicling...
Whoa. A novel chronicling? Am I saying that right? I don't know.
Let me know in the comments if I'm saying that wrong, because I don't know how else to say it. A novel chronicling the lives of two Muslim immigrants and families. I can't speak. I just can't. Like, okay, cool. Let's start over, can we? Brimming with heart and biting humor, a novel chronicling the lives of two Muslim immigrant families in San Francisco. Now, the reason I picked this book up is because of the good to know. The good to know literally says romance, family drama, LOL because it's funny, and the one thing that made me pick up this book. Forbidden Love. Forbidden Love. That's the reason I picked up this book. The only reason that so this just has every single thing that I'm pretty sure I'm going to love and adore. It's things that I have adored in the past with books that I've read in the past. I cannot wait to dive into this story. I am so excited for this story. Alright, so the next book on this list is actually also a Book of the Month pick that I picked. This is actually my February Book of the Month pick. And that book is Honey Girl by Morgan Rogers. Okay. Now, here comes the train wreck as to why I think I'm going to love this book. One, it's a girl-on-girl romance. There's a sapphic romance. It's pretty much all I needed. I am here for a girl-on-girl romance. I cannot wait for it. But I do know the premise that what's her name? Grace. So Grace just graduated with the PhD in, I believe, astronomy. She goes to, I want to say Vegas, meets a girl there, accidentally marries her, and then it's kind of the story of her and her parents. I believe her parents disapprove of the fact that the degree she even got, as well as the fact that she just married a random girl in Vegas. I don't really know much about it. I don't want to know much about it. The basic premise of this just sounds so good. It sounds so good. Like, how could you not want to pick up this book? Like, not only is it a sapphic romance, but she has a PhD in astrology, and she randomly marries a random girl in Vegas. How is that not an intriguing topic? The author of this book, Morgan Rogers, did something right. Okay, I don't know how her brain works, but I need her to share some ideas. No, I don't, because I don't ever plan on writing my own book. So, the next book. So this next book I do not know much about, but I do remember watching, I believe, Joel. It was definitely Joel. Joel talk about this book and rave about this book, and I am super excited about this book. I just picked this book up at Barnes & Noble last time I went, like, maybe like 2 weeks ago. I went to Barnes & Noble and picked this book up. One, the cover is gorgeous. Two, the main premise that I know about this book is extremely intriguing to where I want to pick it up right now. But that book is Raybearer by Jordan Ifueko. Ifueko is what I want to say. Let me know if I said that wrong. But the reason I'm dying to read this book, it has a lot of, I wouldn't say tropes, but it has a lot of things that I am so intrigued by. So let me try to break this down as much as I can for you without having to read this whole damn thing. But so the first little blurb up here literally says, "What if you're sworn to protect the one you were born to destroy?" So ultimately, a brief little premise as to what I know about this book, because once again I go into most books blind, but it follows a character named Terasai, who's always wanted a family. She was raised by an absent mother called the Lady. She doesn't know really who she is. She's a very mysterious lady, but she did pretty practically raise her, and she was raised in isolation. Now, the Lady, I believe, let me know if I got this wrong, but I'm pretty sure I remember this. The Lady enters her in a competition to see if, so she enters her in a competition, and the competition, if you win, then you're chosen to be one of you're chosen to be one of the Prince's Council of 11. Now, if you're in this Council of 11, you're very, very trusted. The Prince trusts you in its entirety. Now, the reason the Lady wants, how do you say her name again? The reason the Lady wants Terracite to win this competition is so that she can gain the Prince's trust. So then once she gains the Prince's trust, she can kill him. Does that not sound interesting to anybody else but me? Like, how is that not so good? I cannot wait to read this. I think it's going to be so intriguing, so enticing, so fast-paced. I'm excited, okay? So this book I have been staring at for a while now. This book is also a money read. Nope, it is a buddy read. Thank you very much. And it is on my April TBR. That book is The Year of the Witching by Alexis Henderson. 1, look at the book. 2, witches. Witches. That's all it takes for it to be a 5-star prediction, okay? But all I know about this book is that I believe it takes place in Salem.
Alright. Who knows?
I don't know. But I believe it takes place in Salem. I could be wrong. I really don't know. But it involves witches and it's horror. All I know. I've never read a horror book in my life. But I'm excited for this. That's literally all I know. I don't know anything else. A young woman living in a rigid, puritanical society discovers dark powers within herself in this stunning feminist fantasy debut. Oh my god, I need to read this book. See, here's the thing though, right? I have such a large TBR, and I want to read every single book I own. I do not buy a book that I'm not extremely excited to read. I want to read all of them. I don't have the time to read every single book. I wish I did. I really do. I really wish I did. But I cannot wait to pick up this book. Me and Jan are both super excited about this book. I cannot wait to pick it up with her. Okay. Now, there's only 2 more. This book is going to be a shocker to a lot of people who actually know me because I'm not a classic reader. I don't necessarily reach for classics. I just think I'm too stupid for classics. If I'm being honest with you. I don't necessarily read a lot of classics just because the language in classics is a little hard for me to understand. But there is one classic in particular that I've been eyeing for quite some time, and the only reason I just started owning it, the reason I literally just bought it to put it in my actual TBR is because I've been waiting to look for a edition that I really, really wanted, and I found one at Barnes & Noble, and I'm very excited for it. That book is Little Women, if it focuses. Little Women by Louisa May Alcott. Now, listen to the craziness that is my head. The main reason, you guys are going to think I'm crazy for this. The main reason I'm dying to pick this book up is because my favorite show of all time is Friends. It's my favorite show of all time. I know you can hate me for it. It's okay. It's fine. My favorite show of all time is Friends, okay? And this was the book that, in that one episode with Rachel and Joey, that Rachel says she constantly rereads because she loves so much. So then Joey reads it, and Joey loves it, okay? Joey loves it. Joey, the guy who only reads Playboy magazines, loved Little Women. I know that makes no sense because it is a made-up TV show, but in my head, it just makes sense. I don't know how, but it does. Not only that though, but this book is beloved on BookTube. It is beloved by so many readers. I know it's going to be 5 stars to the point where I bought tabs to match the book off Amazon because I want to tab it when I read it. And I don't usually annotate the first time I read. If I do annotate, it's usually the second time that I read a book, knowing that's going to be a favorite, because when I do annotate, it does technically take me a little bit longer to read a book. But I think I'm going to annotate this at the very first try because I'm so convinced it's going to be a 5-star read. It's also a beautiful edition. I got this at Barnes & Noble. It's 150th anniversary illustrated edition. The only illustrations are at the chapter headings. All the chapter headings have illustrations on them. And they are really pretty. There was another one that was like white. but I like this one a little bit better. So yeah, I am very excited to get into this book. I know that my thought process as to why this is going to be 5-star makes no sense to anybody else but me, but welcome to my channel. I don't make sense about a lot of things, but it makes sense to me, so there you go. I swear I'm about to shut up, okay? We're on the very last book. Now this book is a book that I cannot wait. I bought this book literally around the time it was released last year, but because I'm so convinced it's going to be a 5-star, I keep putting it off. And I will let you guys know why in just 1 minute, okay? That book is The House of Earth and Blood, better known as Crescent City by Sarah J. Maas. Now, I love Sarah J. Maas. Very much. Very, very much. My favorite series of all time, I've mentioned in almost every single video, is A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Favorite series of all time. Sarah J. Maas can do no wrong. Now, mind you, I've not read Throne of Glass just yet, but I do hope to get to it by the end of this year. Crescent City. I, already love this book. I haven't even read it. I don't know what it's about. I don't want to know what it's about. All I know is that the little blurb says, bound by blood, tempted by desire, unleashed by destiny. I don't want to know a goddamn thing about this book. I don't care. Do not tell me. I have somehow avoided spoilers for this book from Twitter, from Instagram, from Bookstagram, from TikTok, everywhere, okay? I do not want to know a damn thing about this book. And I know she is 800 pages long. That's not why I'm intimidated by it, okay? I'm intimidated because in my head, I haven't even read this yet. It's already 5 stars. It's already 5-star because it's Sarah J. Maas. Sarah J. Maas is queen. She can do no wrong in my eyes. I don't care what anybody says. I love Sarah J. Maas. I love her. I love her stories. I love her writing style. Now, I do already know that this does take some time to really get into the story. I do know that you have to wait like good 400 or 500 pages to where it gets like really intense. But Sarah J. Maas, this is a high fantasy. There's going to be a lot of world building. A lot of world building. And I don't mind info dumpy if it's well done, which in my opinion, I do love the way Sarah J. Maas built her worlds. Obviously, I love this world. So, I'm excited to dive into another one of her worlds. I want to see... Here's the thing. The one thing that I do love, alright? So, here's another reason why it's a 5-star prediction. Every single person that I watch that is a Sarah J. Maas stan the way I do, every single person that I watch that adores this series the way I do. For example, the 2 people that come to mind is Becca, from the one who does Becca's Bookopoly. I believe it's Becca with the books, or Becca and the books is one of them, but I'll link her in the description. And also Mel from Mel Reads. She also adores Sarah J. Maas and everything that they put out, everything that she puts out, but they both also adore this book. I can't speak at the end of the video. Speech is just gone, okay? But they both also adore this book. Now, there are also other booktubers that I know did not adore this series as much as I did, but adored this book. There are a lot of high fantasy readers that adored this book. There are readers that aren't specific fans of Sarah J. Maas that also very much adored and appreciated everything about this book. I cannot wait to read this book. Mind you, I know nothing about this book. Mind you, the cover also is just gorgeous. Okay, she is just beautiful in all of her glory, okay? But I just cannot wait to dive into this story and to be back in Sarah J. Maas's world. Now, mind you, I am a slow reader. This 800-page book will take me some time. I promise you, okay? Also, can we just talk about the lighting? Because the lighting is making my skin glow, and I'm enjoying it. Hi, hello. So, anyway, yeah, those are my thoughts. That's why I believe this is going to be a 5-star prediction. I'm extremely excited. I can't wait. I just cannot wait. I'm so excited. Alright, guys. That's the end of the video. Those were my 5-star predictions for my current TBR. There are no, I think I already said this in the video, but there are no upcoming releases that I included in this, just because I wanted the ones that I currently have in my TBR to be read by the end of the year. These are books I would like to get read by the end of the year, and I'm excited for. Thank you guys so much for watching. My name is Christina. This is my channel, Christina's Chapters. If you like this video, please like, comment, share, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more coming soon. Bye.